125th, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Orlando, Indianapolis, Houston, and now, Black Ink Radio.
I can go. Hey guys, and welcome back to Talk to Bree. I'm Brittany, your host, along with Rich Mo. Today, I kind of wanted to touch on the topic of single parenting and just the different situations and environments based around that. And I actually have a guy by the name of Tariq coming on who is a single father of 3. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, but he does such a very good job. So he will be tapping in just a few minutes. And then after him, I also have a Miss Amani, and she's a single mother of a teen age boy. And they can be a little bit testy.
Oh, yeah, teenage boy, especially when it's just a mom, because sometimes the boys tend to, buck on moms a little more. You understand what I'm saying? It's hard for a female raising a boy.
Yeah.
I've seen that a few times, and it wasn't too good.
But did it work itself out? Like, did those situations work itself out?
Kids grow up, so it does work itself out, but it's just hard because you're trying to raise a little man, and then it's like once they hit I don't know how old he is, but once they hit a certain age, it's almost like you can't tell me nothing type. It gets to that situation. Depending on where you're from. I was from the project, so we was bad.
Did you grow up in a single family?
Oh, no. Well, no, halfway. My father was there halfway, then he got locked up, and then for the other half, it was my mom. And then honestly, yeah, you get to a point where it's like you just think you're a man. At some point, you think you could do what you want. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's how I go. So once he taps in, then we'll be able to kind of touch bases on his experience being, dealing with 2 kids on his own and working full time. And he's actually also an artist too, so he does a lot of R&B work as well. So I'm pretty excited for him to talk to us and let us know what's up. Same thing with Amani. She's definitely in the industry as well, raising her son too, and she works a full-time job, a full 9 to 5 as well.
Wow.
So I want to give kudos to them because they are definitely doing what they're supposed to do. Because I know that there are some out there, even though we don't acknowledge y'all.
Right.
So let me get him on, and we're gonna start the conversation and get his take on everything. Is this Zoom working? How do I let them in? Excuse me, guys. This is my first time using Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this together.
I'm not a Zoom expert either.
Sheesh.
I just normally click on a link and it works. Yeah, it's gonna make us wait for you to get in. So
I am in it though.
Oh, so.
So, do you get in it?
Yeah, I'm about to get in right now.
Huh. Guys, I don't know how people be using Zoom. I don't use Zoom. I use Instagram. And that's about it. And FaceTime. So, don't mind me. I'm going to get it together. Oh, see?
Yeah, it's
not working?
For me either. Hold on.
Is it because it's the password?
I'm not even running into that.
So while we're getting that situated, I myself am a single mom, and I raise a 12-year-old, but he's about to become 13 this month. I can't believe it. Oh, my baby's
13,
finally what is he? People keep saying he's a full-grown adult, but I'd be like, no, that's my baby forever.
13 is big, though. Yeah, he is actually an adult at this point.
I know his voice done changed and all of that.
In Jewish, culture, that's when they become a man. That's when they have their bar. Isn't it the bar mitzvah?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I still feel like he's a child, unfortunately. But he don't look like one. He's starting to talk like a grown man. His voice is deep like a grown man. He's wearing grown man shoes.
Is he scaring you? Like,
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
What's up, Ma?
Just a little bit. But I'm excited for him. Oh, he's actually joining in on my Instagram. I guess he can't get in on the Zoom. Can you not, the Zoom isn't working for you either?
Yeah, it's definitely not working for me.
Yeah, I sent you the Zoom meeting in the. You sure you can't get in?
I'm trying.
We're having technical difficulties. We'll be okay, guys.
Oh, I think I had to install it.
You don't even have it?
Well, it's doing it now, so we'll see. I did it before on one of these computers, man. I don't understand.
You just don't know which computer you did it on.
Nah, I normally don't do anything on this one because
Guys, I'm trying to get this to work, and it's not trying to work for us. I'm trying to get everybody point of view today.
oh, I think I'm in.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, admit, I got you. Now we're just waiting on him to join too. I guess I ain't the only one who don't know how to do Zoom. That's good. Oh, this is so neat. You right across from me.
Yeah, hi.
So you you're not a single parent, are you?
No, not at all.
Oh, well, that's so lovely.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
I wish, but I'm okay. I'd rather just.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'd just rather, you know. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who don't want to deal with their child's father, but they're okay with co-parenting. I'm okay with co-parenting. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like it should be anything wrong with that.
co-parenting.
Yeah, like for the sake of the kid. I mean, I feel like people should be able to get along, like especially if you love your child.
Not necessarily. All right, we have the third person in our Zoom. Are you here? Can you hear?
I'm trying to hear him.
I don't think we can hear him.
Can you hear him?
Can you hear us?
You.
But he's on though.
Yeah, I definitely see him. Do you have your ask him if he has like his audio on?
Is your volume on?
Turn your volume up and see if you hear him. You're muted.
Who? I'm muted, but he shouldn't be. This is gonna work. We're gonna get this to work. Is your okay? So the green boxes are moving, which means it's talking and picking up y'all voices.
Oh, so I don't know.
But I can't. I mean, I can hear him. I'm trying to hear him, but I can't hear him.
So it's picking up his voice.
And it's picking up your voice because it keeps bouncing back to you. I'm the only one who's not got the green around.
There we go. I got him. We got him in the headphones. We good now. I had to
Okay.
switch
I
up.
ain't never heard of it. But speakers.
See, and he's gonna hear us through the microphone. Can you hear us
All right,
now?
I can hear y'all now.
Okay, perfect.
You hear both of us?
Yeah, I can hear both of y'all.
All right, let's do a little test. Let me know if you hear this sound effect.
Yeah, I can hear all that.
Okay, cool.
Great. Okay.
So we're in there. Okay.
Hey, y'all. What's
So,
up, y'all? How y'all doing?
We good. How you, brother?
so I kind of already gave them a little synopsis of you. So if you could please let the viewers know who you are, about your children and their ages.
I'm Tyreek, and of course from DC, 38 years old, and I got two little boys and two boys, two girls, or whatever. But 3 11, but two little boys, they 10 and 8, and my daughter, she's 4.
And how is it for you being a single dad and doing things day to day, like from your job to the craft that you do, and with them?
Just I usually gotta make it work somehow, whether that be, babysitters or daycare, or try to keep them active in sports and just give them some type of structure, and sometimes you're not able to get babysitters and things of that nature, so you gotta make certain sacrifices as a parent, and that's just how I get by day to day, to be honest.
Do you feel any type of pressure or any type of overwhelmment from having to do it all by yourself?
Yeah, any parent that get overwhelmed at times, it's always a lot on your shoulder because you got to provide for somebody. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody looking up to you, and they can't defend themselves. They don't know how to move about in the world. So yeah, it's pressure at all times. But it ain't no handbook to this parenting thing. So you just take it day by day and get through it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So how do you handle it? Like how do you get your mental right? How are you able to stay so patient and kind of keep your cool with them, keep them balanced themselves? How do you do all of that? Give you whatever you do to kind of I guess construct their environment. What advice would you give people in your position, other male fathers who are single?
Oh, just single dads?
Yeah, just period. What advice would you give them?
I would give them just, stay strong, keep your head up. Definitely try to give them some structure and things they could grow and learn, things of that nature. Love on them, stay prayed up. It's going to be bumps and bruises. You're going to have trial and error moments where you bump your head, but you got to dust your shoulders off, get back up. And just, everybody love their kids, so, just make the best, try to get them the best you could get them and instill with morals and values. They need to become productive citizens and good people, and that's what I do, honestly.
So give us an example of your day to day.
My day to day.
Yeah.
I wake up, give them breakfast, take them to school. They come home. Where I go to work, come home. Homework. Then we go to baseball, basketball practice, things like that.
Wow, that's a
Cook
lot.
dinner. I do
Right.
the normal thing anybody would do. Cook dinner. Let them play their little video games and things like that. Like a normal day, like anybody, any family.
How do you fit in time for she said you do music, so how do you fit in time for stuff like that?
Just might be while I'm driving throughout the city. I may be running an errand or something, and I write something real quick and book studio time where I need it. where I got the window to book studio time, and then keep pushing the brand that way, you know.
That's where it comes down to the sacrifices.
Right.
Hmm.
So kudos to you
Yeah.
for that.
For real.
Yeah.
I wish I could give you some hand claps, but I don't think I could do sound effects. Well, yeah, I can't. Not while I got you full screen, but damn, yeah. Shout out to you, bro.
Is there
I
anything
appreciate it.
else you would like to tell anybody or give encouraging words to other people? Not just dads, just parents, period.
And it's how I go. Teach them in the way that they should go, and when they grow, they don't depart from it. And that's one thing I live by. And just try and instill into my children.
That's
That was
dope.
nice.
You know what I mean? Keep God first. Everything else will play out.
Okay, so you keep them faith based. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's dope.
Shout outs to God.
Yes.
And yes, I appreciate you coming on and talking to us and giving us a little bit inside of your world.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, we definitely gotta
Thank
appreciate
y'all
people.
so much.
We definitely gotta appreciate people like you. You know, there's a lot of men who don't even, not even in their kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? And just the fact that you're taking care of your kids the way you do, even by yourself, it says a lot. It's not a lot of men. It's not a lot of men who will take on that type of responsibility. They like to dump it on their moms or get another girl. You know what I mean? So I just want to,
Yeah, I know. No, I ain't not to cut you short, but I definitely respect the women that, like me having my children, you know, it made me have a different respect for women just to see how they carry that weight day to day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So blessings to them women too. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Right.
there's a lot of women out there doing it without the fathers. So kudos to y'all.
Facts.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And I hope you be safe out there riding around.
Now, I'm headed to Mom Dukes. I got how that go day to day. Got Mom
Day to
Dukes
day.
to
I
do
know
something
that's
for
right.
you know.
I
You know
know
what I
that's
mean?
right. Well, keep it up. Stay blessed up.
Yeah.
And be safe out
And
there.
thank y'all for having me though.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
All right, so now since we got our Zoom going on, we just waiting on Amani to get on, and she'll be on at 5:30. So I really appreciate the fact that he was able to come on here and speak his truth and to kind of let us know what was going on. I
Yeah,
love
that
a
was dope.
person who's able to be that honest. And some people, I've actually asked a lot of people if they kind of grew up in a single parent home, and a lot of them say yeah, but none of them wanted to talk about it because a lot of them said that they still have trauma from being in a single parent home. And I don't know how to kind of, I want to say, I don't have no real understanding of it.
Yeah, me neither. Because like I said, my father was taken out of my home at a point, and I don't know. A lot of things that affect other people don't affect me the same. So sometimes I don't understand what people be going through, and I don't understand. So it's like I try not to. I just try to just understand that I don't understand, because like you said, I'll talk about something like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand why people wouldn't want to. You could help somebody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could definitely be helping somebody else if they might feel like they're weird or they're going through something that only they're going through, and you could be helping them understand that they're not alone.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of was trying to get certain people to say what they needed to say, because I had one girl in my inbox telling me, she grew up in a single parent home, and she was also pretty much raising her siblings herself too. And I'm just like, wow, there are like a lot of instances where I guess that happens where the parent, they're doing so much and they're working so much that it does kind of fall on the older sibling if they do have the younger siblings.
Oh yeah, that's basically kind of what happened with me, because see, like my mom, when my father had left, I was still in high school, so I had to like pick my sisters up from school. They went to a total different school from me, so I had to go pick them up. They were younger. I had to pick them up, bring them home, get food. You know what I'm saying? Like, But to me it was normal. I wasn't thinking about, oh, I don't get to go play, or that was my norm, so it was cool. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I had to get on the train, take them all the way back. We went to school uptown because that's where we was from, but my mom's had moved to the South Bronx, so my father left. So I'm taking them on the train. We all young. You feel what I'm saying? Got to get home, make sure they eat, make sure they, you know what I'm saying, they doing their homework and stuff. But to me, like I said, it was normal. To hear him say it, and to be honest, I almost forgot about all of that. Like when you asked me, I said, yeah, my father left. I brushed it off. Because to me, it ain't that serious. You get what I'm saying? I feel like when things happen, that's my normal. That's what it is. You know what I mean? So to me, it wasn't nothing to do that with my sisters. My mother went to school. She was going to school. That's why I had to do it. So, she a nurse now. So it was a good thing.
I know that's right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, she was
Kudos
going to school.
to mom.
Right. You feel me?
At least she wasn't like out running around making you just sit there with the babies.
She was definitely trying to get it together, and that's why I didn't mind.
Hi, Imani.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. Hi, gorgeous. How are you?
I'm good, love. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Can you hear her, Rich?
Very clearly.
Okay, cool. So everybody, this is Imani. Imani, go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know about you and what you do and your baby and how's it going for y'all?
My name is Imani, as she mentioned. I'm an insurance agent with Geico, but I also host events at a hookah lounge in the area. So locally, I have a son, one child. He's 11. He's going to be 12 this month, 3 days before Christmas. Lord help me.
Me too. I feel bad. I feel bad.
That's crazy.
So, how's it being a single mother to a 11, 12-year-old? They're pretty much in the in-between stage, like teenagers. So, because, I have a 12-year-old about to turn 13. So, give us your experience and what you're going through right now with him.
Yeah. Listen, it's definitely a journey. You said almost a teenager. I know from me personally, it's kind of like he's there. Even though he is 11, turning 12, he's definitely acting as a teenager. Times now are very different than what it was like when we were coming up, When we were younger, we weren't exposed to so much. And so with everything moving at a fast pace, they're just so advanced. So yeah, he's definitely at that age where, they're doing things that we weren't doing until we were in high school or, whatever.
Right.
But I would say my experience with my son has changed drastically this year. This is his first year of middle school. He's in 6th grade. And it's just been a lot, from elementary to middle school for us. It wasn't an adjustment for sure. You got lockers, you're changing classrooms, this and that. But again, that exposure, different. They're definitely selling drugs in school. Y'all know the TikTok challenge that they had in school, where they're tearing down things in the bathrooms, all kinds of things like that. So what I've learned is patience and grace, for sure. I was raised by a single parent as well, and she did the best that she could, really. But when you're raised by a single parent, you're only exposed to what they believe is the best that they can do from their parent. You know what I mean? For me, it's a cycle. My mother was raised by a single parent. I was raised by a single parent. Now my son is being raised by a single parent. And so what I try to give him is real life. I can't teach him how to be a man, but I want to give him the real. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I don't want to make him feel like he has to go out there and figure it out on his own, because that's what they do. That's what I did. You know what I mean? Trying to figure it out on my own because I'm not being told, but just trying to have like real conversations. But when you asked me to do this, I didn't know what I was going to talk about because it's been such a drastic change from our norm with him going to middle school. But we had an interaction. He was washing dishes. I'm teaching him how to wash dishes the right way, okay? Because Sometimes they need a refresher, but I'm teaching him how to wash dishes, and he has an attitude because he doesn't want to do it. But I'm getting an attitude now because how dare you have an attitude about a chore, right?
Right.
I'm okay. Cause listen, this is what we do. So now I'm getting impatient, and I'm starting to raise my voice and things like that, and he's starting to shut down. Now he's purposely moving slower and things like that. So I had to stop what we were doing, like just to check myself. You know what I mean? I feel like the generation that we come from, or that we are, we came from a generation where it's do as I say, not as I do. Don't ask questions. Whatever. What I say is what I say.
Right.
And or if your parent was wrong, they weren't gonna apologize. So I had to stop and I had to say, look, what's going on? Like, what's up with you? He was like, Mom, you're yelling at me. And I don't know how to. He's trying to explain to me that he can't maneuver how he should be maneuvering because I'm yelling at him. So although he did deserve to be yelled at a little bit, it needed to be checked because he learns differently. He was shutting down. So I had to say, you know what? I apologize to you for getting impatient with you, but can you check yourself and your attitude? And he took a step back and he said, yeah, I can apologize. Parents, we didn't really grow up in that. You know what I mean? So I would say if I could advise anybody about parenting, especially with these kids and in this time, it's gotta be each kid. You gotta know your child. You can't parent based off of what. Yes, take bits and pieces, of course, from what you were given, but you gotta know your child and what they can handle, what works for them. Things that they teach us in school. It was something that stuck with me a while ago, that I applied with my child in school. Everybody is a different learner, right? A visual or whatever, right?
Right.
It's the same with parenting, you know? So just be patient, give grace because you want them to give grace back to you. You're gonna need it. Everybody's not perfect, and yeah, just moving like that. So that's my experience right now in this moment, and that's what I can give out.
Nice. That's dope.
So,
Basically, treat him as an individual, right?
as an individual,
And
with,
respect.
like
With
they got a
respect.
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you said that you basically were in a cycle. Your mom was a single mom, and now you're a single mom. How did that kind of shape you growing up in your adulthood and getting you to where you are right now?
It definitely had its pros, but it also has its cons. Um, Coming up, it definitely had its pros because it taught me to be tough. It taught me to. My mom was very busy in a good way. My mom is and still is where she's at church right now. She's a ministry heavy. She was a cheerleader, first black cheerleader at Pitt. So I took a lot of good qualities from her. She taught me how to stay busy, taught me how to give back, taught me how to have a backbone, not take nobody's mess, whatever. Um, but not having both parents in the household, it's different, man. It really is. So she tried to do the best that she could, but ultimately, like I was saying earlier, kind of trying to tie into what I was saying earlier. Um, the generation that our parents, I'll speak for my own parent. My mother came from what I say is what I say. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know what I mean? So the cons would be for me, I didn't get the opportunity to see what it looks like to have a healthy relationship or a relationship in my face in general. So I'm trying to figure out my own things, and as far as like bringing the right people around my child, like men and things like that, it's trial and error, and I don't bring just anybody. So you know that's the effect that it's had on me as an adult. As a child coming up, great, we were good, didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And my dad was around, but that's just who I was raised by primarily. So yeah.
That's good. So you don't feel like you no traumas, no nothing. That is absolutely wonderful.
Oh,
Oh, baby, there's trauma for sure.
No.
hold on now. Let's not get it messed up.
Let's not get ahead of myself. Okay.
You
Because
just deal with it well, huh?
Yeah, well, not even. I won't even say that I deal with it well. I didn't even realize the trauma that I had up until a couple months ago. Honestly, I had built like this tough exterior, like I was good, and I had to, because I'll be honest, I had things that happened to me when I was younger, but because of the relationship that I had with my mother, with her not wanting to talk about everything, I did not feel comfortable with talking about things that I should have. So it shaped me into the person that I was. And so I had a lot of, with things that we know now, there's so much awareness on everything about therapy and all kinds of things like that. For a while, like, I had this chip on my shoulder, like, you think you did the best you could, you should have had me in therapy. The altar was great, but what about some therapy? You know what I mean? So it's things like that where I had to take a step back, like, yo, she was literally doing the best she could. So, like, things that my son doing, because I'm not gonna make it seem like my child is an angel. He's a great boy, fantastic. But the things that the peer pressures and things like that he has unfortunately fallen victim to, it makes you look like, yo, I know how I taught you. I know how I'm raising you. I know the thing. You don't act like that here. You go there and you act a fool. It made me think of my mother, like, wow, that must be what she was thinking about me, about some things, it definitely gave me a different perspective. So, yes, I definitely had some traumas and still working through them, but I'm at a place now where, like I said, grace is the biggest thing. You got to give it to people, because everybody not out to get you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not out to get you. Everybody, I feel like, does the best that they can genuinely, unless you're just, you got some deep-rooted things. I don't know. But, yeah, all in all, we're good. We're working through them, like you said.
That's good. Okay, good.
Yeah, definitely good to hear.
Yes. So,
thank you.
Do you feel like him, like, being peer pressured? How do you handle that? Like, how do you keep him from following the crowd? Like, like, in your mind, or however you were raising him, how are you gonna keep him from, like, getting his mind that you don't follow everybody and you don't got to do all of that? Because he is young. He is young. You know what I mean? Like,
Brittany, I'm really hoping that the experiences that he has had so far, and I say that lightly but so seriously, because we're only in December, right? The experience that he has had so far are so impactful. I'm really hoping that was enough, because there was the school was calling me at least twice a week, and there was a point where I was like, you know what? I'm very spiritual, and I journal and things like that.
Right.
And I kept, praying and praying and praying, and my prayer had to change. My prayer was different. My prayer was, God, whatever you got to do, do it. Whatever you got to do to get his attention, I can't be mama bear. You gotta teach him now. I've taught him what I can teach him up to this point. You gotta do what you gotta do now.
I know that's
and
right.
He had that moment, and ever since then, it's been pretty good.
Good.
So I'm just hoping that he continues to keep on a straight and narrow path. I won't say straight and narrow. They gotta go through some things. It's gonna be a few more things, but hopefully he remembers the last lashing that he got.
You so cool.
When it comes.
The last.
Remember that thing, boy. Remember that.
And it won't from me. Look, that was life's lashings. Okay, life whooped his ass. Okay.
Oh, period.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And I know that you have a hosting tonight. You do Lush Thursdays at Babylon Woodbridge, correct?
Yes, Tasty Thursdays. Lush.
Tasty.
You think about the other Babylon? Yes,
Tasty Thursdays.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I look a little pasty. I ain't get to finish my face. I said, let me jump on here real quick. But
it is perfectly fine.
I appreciate y'all having me, for sure.
I appreciate you coming on and giving us your experience and talking to us about all of that and just letting us into your life a little bit. I didn't get to ask you about your day to day. Like, how do you really do it? Like, how do you get through your day? How do you handle getting him all over the place? Because I know he plays sports as well. And, school and you work and you a party host. So, does it get overwhelming? Are you able to?
We actually took a year off of sports because, I coached cheer for the past 4 or 5 years and was a cheer commissioner. He played football, travel, and all of that. All of that, we took a year off just so that we can get in the flow, get adjusted to, middle school. So he's definitely about to be back in something because obviously he got too much time on his hands.
Right.
But right now, the day to day is about the same. I'm trying to provide consistency for him in a different way. Busy was what I grew up off, and you need both. You need to know how to chill in a downtime and maximize your time with whatever, and you need to be able to be busy as well. So we took the year off, and it's good. So far, so good. Thursdays are always busy, but every other day.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you joined us, and I hope you have a good night, a prosperous night. And thank you. Beautiful.
Thank you, darling. And nice to meet you as well.
Same here.
All right.
Keep doing your thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Y'all do your thing as well.
All right.
Hey, thanks. So, that was pretty nice listening to both of them talk about how they both differentiate on how they raise their kids and how they do things.
Yeah, it was good to see that, they they handle it well. It don't seem like a big burden. They don't seem super stressed out. I guess once you get into a groove, it just becomes a little easier, you know what I'm saying?
And I like the fact that they're still doing what they want to do.
Right, like both of them still have something outside of just regular parenting and working. If they do, he's doing music, she's doing hosting.
Right.
So they found a way to not have to give up on whatever they're doing, which is dope.
Which means I hope none of you give up what you guys want to do if you're a single parent. I hope you guys strive and do whatever you feel like you need to do.
Well, man, look at you. You coming all the way from Baltimore and you flying out here.
For one, I'm not from Baltimore.
I said you coming from Baltimore.
I'm coming from D.C.
Oh, you coming from next door, excuse me. You flying in from D.C., though. You making it happen, man. And, you're a single parent as well, correct?
Yeah,
so
but I have an example to set.
Exactly.
And my son is obviously starting to follow in my footsteps because he's become a streamer himself.
Dope. Shout out to him.
Coming into play.
That's good.
It's nice to see him